Hello, everyone. How are we today? Super excited. Anyway, we were talking right before we went live, and now I can't stop laughing. Okay.
So Liz is my security blanket when it comes to technology. So she was saying, "I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna get off." And I said, "Where are you going?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "No, I need my house plant."
So she won't let me. She won't let me get off. So I'm gonna get off camera because there's no point in me sitting here. I don't fix and flip. I'm gonna let the magic happen with Laura, and I will come back at the end to announce raffles and questions. Okay. So I'm still here. I'm just gonna be off to the side, Laura, so you can go. Sound
Okay.
good?
Yep. Okay, well, welcome everybody. And any of you that were in our master class, I would like you to comment here and let us know that you are here now. Maybe you didn't get enough of the fix and flip that we just talked about in the master class. So I'm here by myself. In the other master class, we had Maria that was also a ton of knowledge and experience with fix and flips. And I want to share with you a little bit of my story as far as coming to fix and flips. Okay, so I mentioned the other class that actually I started doing fix and flip with using OPM with OPR. What does that mean? So I was in very limited, money, cash resources, and so I actually started approaching hard money lenders that I think I saw an ad somewhere of this lender that he was. Hard money lenders, if somebody doesn't pay, they're like a bank, right? They foreclose on people. And so they had this inventory of properties that they took back and they wanted somebody to take over. So the good thing is when I used to buy a lot from hard money lenders, is they would finance 100%, or maybe you have to put down 10%, if that. So I picked up this home and they financed it. So I took it over the loan from the hard money lender, but they didn't give me the money to fix it up or to, buy the materials. So what I did is I approached a contractor and I asked him, I says, "Hey, would you be willing to do the work on the property and I pay you extra at the end when I sell the property?" So I think he wanted about for his labor about maybe $10,000. And I agreed to pay them a couple of $1,000s more. And he said, "Well, can I get some money now for gas or whatever?" I said, "Okay, that's fine." So I was able to delay the cost of paying for the labor or the rehab. And then as far as the material, I opened a credit card with Home Depot. And I said, I can make the minimum payment every month until I sell the home. And within 3 or 4 months, I sold the home. I actually started marketing it when it was about 75% done. I didn't wait for 100% because I wanted to, time is money when it comes to doing fix and flip and hard money. And so I sold it, and then I was able to pay everybody off and keep the profit. So this is a clever way to do OPM with OPR. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Other ways, and when I did that a couple of times, and then I started using private money partnerships. What is that? So in the process, I was also wholesaling. Okay, so when you wholesale, you come across all kind of buyers, right? A lot of them being cash buyers. So I started approaching some of my cash buyers and say to them, "Hey, can we partner together? You put up the money and I find the property and I supervise the rehab and sell it. And you get 50%. In the beginning, I was really generous. I gave 50% for doing nothing besides putting up the money. But you do what you have to do, right? In the beginning, I just did what I had to do. So I did that, and so obviously they wanted to work with me constantly. But the good thing about it, it built up my resume, my credibility as a rehabber. Okay. So then when I started approaching other people back in 2001, I started approaching people to, through title company, mortgage brokers, and everybody else to say, anybody that has the money, and they will send them to me. And then I say, "Hey, this is what I do." So I did a meeting. Actually, I invited a bunch of people back in 2001. And I said, "This is what I've been doing for a few years now. This is what I bought the property for." I showed the closing statement so they know I wasn't making it up. This is what I bought it. This is what I sold it. And, this is the cost of the rehab. And this is the profit. So it really didn't have to do any selling, really. It was just basically the proof was there. And within when I had the meeting, I left that night with 6 people that wanted to definitely work with me. I signed the documents, ready to give me the money. I actually was charging my private lenders to work with me because it's kind of funny, but I was doing that because I was saying, you know what? If you're serious about that, you want to work with me, pay an administration fee, so I work only with you. So it's a two-way street here, right? So I started working with the lenders, and what I started doing is I needed to get properties. I had all these lenders ready to go, and I was like, you know what? I need to provide properties. I have hungry lenders with a lot of money, and I need to go shopping for real estate. So I started going to approaching REOs, real estate owned, foreclosures, already foreclosed. I went back to hard money lenders, but now I could buy up their portfolio. I started going to auctions. I had to learn the whole auction mechanic, which was really interesting. That's another class on its own. And I started doing that. So with that said, they start feeding me this property. By the end of 2002, I had over 20 fix and flips going at one time. It was a big business, had the project managers, and we had a warehouse. We're buying things in bulk, to store them there, to do projects on all these different properties. So moral of the story here, I share with you several things if you paid attention. Number one, how I got the money, OPM with OPR. Number two, how I was able to really escalate into money partnership by showing the proof and getting more people to come in from referrals from different banks and agents and institutions. Number three, how that really exponentially grew my business overnight from doing a couple of fix and flips at the time to doing over 20. And the other thing, where I was getting my properties from. So if you paid attention to all of this, this is a gold mine I just shared with you here in a moment, in just a few minutes. Now, I want to say is when it comes to analyzing a deal for a fix and flip, I'm very simple. All the formulas I use for wholesaling, buy and hold, at the end of the day, even for buy and hold, is how much money do I make in my pocket every month? In wholesaling, how much money can I make per deal, right? So it's not a function how much money you make at the end of the day. I think for one shape or another, yes, we want to make a win-win situation. We want to help people, whatever your reason is for getting into real estate, but obviously there is money involved. So with fix and flip, I'm looking to make nowadays, 15% of the after repair value. Okay. So let's say if the house by the time it's fixed and done and ready to go is worth $500,000, I like to make about at least $75,000 of that as my profit for doing this. There is a time and effort and everything else. So I take the after repair value, 500,000. I deduct from that, if you borrow the money, you have to put your lending fees, holding costs for insurance, utilities, if you have to make any payments to the hard money lenders, the rehab cost, obviously, to rehab the property, commissions that you have to pay if you're reselling it. All of this stuff has to be deducted, right? Including your profit, your 15% to 75,000. And that would give you your maximum allowable offer. Okay. So I see people taking 70%, which, by the way, do not use the 70% rule. It's probably one of the things I hate the most in this business. I don't know who came up with a crazy idea. But the thing is, don't take 70% and deduct your expenses. That's not going to work. At the end of the day, you want to make 15% of the ARV, not 15% of the 70%, right? So be very careful with that, because I see a lot of misunderstanding in the market. And so with that said, it's minimum 15%. You can make 20, 25%, 30%, but minimum should be 15%. If I don't make at least 15%, guess what I do with that property? I'm going to wholesale it, right? So that's why, to me, fix and flip is buy and hold. Anything there works together with wholesaling perfectly, because you want to become this lead generation machine. You go out there and generate leads and all the time, and then you're going to sit down and figure out what you're going to do with this lead. Am I going to fix it? Is it worth for me to fix that? If it's not, would it be good as a rental? If it's not, I'm just going to wholesale it. Don't second guess that it's not going to work for somebody else. That's a problem, mistake a lot of people do. They second guess because it doesn't work for you, it's not going to work for somebody else. But guess what? Not everybody has this amazing coaching community that tells you how to do things the right way. People do things all kind of the wrong way. They listen to our coaches that, do things. I don't know sometimes if they really do things, because where do they get certain way of doing things? I'm not sure. But the thing is, at the end of the day, you want to work with somebody that has been doing it. One of my favorite quotes is Tony Robbins. It says, if you want to do something, learn somebody who, find somebody who has been successful at doing that, and then just follow them. That's the simplest thing possible, right? So fix and flip is amazing. I never got burnt. Okay, that I hear stories out there that people says, oh, I got burnt, I lost money and this and that. Well, it's because they didn't have the numbers, the formulas that I share with you. And I also want to be very conservative in my approach. If I think it's going to take 50,000 to fix a property, I'll probably budget 60 to 70. Okay, I always over budget on everything on my cost. And obviously at the end, oh, surprise, I made more money than I thought. But it's better to do it that way, because there are going to be times that, especially when you get into a rehab, things happens. The property maybe need a little more work, but it's okay if you over budgeted. So make sure you work your numbers not too tight, so that leave some room for unforeseen things. And if unforeseen things don't happen, guess what? You make more money. And I really got comfortable with that topic, or that way of doing things, when I started buying stuff at auctions. Because when you buy at auction, a lot of times you cannot go inside the property. So, I don't know if you ever seen the show Property Wars, where they show these people going to look at the property on the outside just before the auctions, and they go through the dumpsters to see what materials was used, if there was any rehab done. Yes, that's true. I went through dumpsters to do that. But the thing is, I always, if I had an idea looking at the property, was going to think, maybe it's going to take 50,000, I would go for 70, 75, especially at an auction, because you do it. And sometimes I got pleasantly surprised. There was one property, I remember I bought it and I budgeted like 20, 30,000 for work. It took me like a couple of $1,000, literally. It made $70,000 profit on a $50,000 property. So that's the thing, you just don't know, but I love those surprises at the end. So Liz, I think I talked enough about this. Was this good information, everybody?
I think so. The one said thank you for saying that, so I'm going to assume yes. So what we're going to do is, you guys are welcome to ask questions about this topic. We're going to, in the meantime, I'm going to share our raffle here. So this is our raffle that we are giving out, and what we do for those that are new to watching us is every week we do a raffle on our live. And how do you get entered into that? And why do you get entered into it? So if you join our Facebook group, if you're not in it, and then you start commenting like crazy, we take the top 3 commenters of the week, we put you in a wheel and spin the wheel, and you get to win. And you have 1 week to claim this by emailing in. Why do we do this? Because we want to give back to the ladies that are giving back to our community, meaning that they're commenting, they're sharing, they're excited, they're really in there and just helping out. So we just take the top 3 just to keep it easy. But there are a lot of comments in there of ladies, and you guys are all doing amazing. And it's our way of saying thank you for being a part of our community and helping out. This is open to everybody. It's on Facebook, Real Estate Investing Women. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go. So we kind of just put together this like really fun thing of just like, when we were coming up with this raffle, I said I want them to have almost like a little binder when they walk out. So we gave you like swatch postcards that can be there of like colors, paint swatches. We gave you the ultimate guide to fix and flip. And then Laura has a mini course on fix and flip that we threw in and all of that. So we're giving this just as a thank you to this lovely lady that won. So you have 1 week, and I'm pretty sure she's on right now. I saw her commenting. So Jessica, I still don't know how to say your last name. I think it's ours, but you tell me. You need to like message me that, because I know your name recently switched. So, but yeah, so just congratulations. You won, Jessica, and you have 1 week to email into Real Estate Investing Women and questions at Real Estate Investing Women and be able to claim that. Okay, so congratulations. All right, now switching this all back. All right, so any questions while we're on here? Let's see. You are so welcome. Okay, Laura, do you want to talk about people that would like to know more about what it's like to work with us while we wait for questions?
Yes. So next week is a special week. It's my birthday. Um, so no, but also is the kickoff call the day after my birthday, which is the 16th. My birthday is on the 15th, and it's a big one, guys. It's 6-0. So I had to throw it in there, right? So on is a kickoff. So what is the kickoff? Is literally what it is. We set the clock timer to 0, and we ramp it up. So during the kickoff call, we're gonna explain to you how the program works, how to work with us, what to expect, what we expect from you. But just to give you a very very brief overview, we have a 12-month program that is covers everything from wholesaling to buy and hold, fix and flip, raising private money. It goes into very niche strategies like luxury real estate investing, buying at auctions, and things, lease options, subject to. It goes into a ton of stuff. So there is a training, but what is even more important is the support, because at the end of the day, there is all the information out there, but how can you make it work for you? So the support is 5. We give 5 calls a week, group calls a week. And then we have masterminds twice a month. We have intensives. We have retreats. We have mindset calls. So basically you talk to us 25 to 30 times a month, right? So we are very prolific out there, more than anybody else in the industry. The goal here is obviously to get you going as quickly as possible. So it doesn't matter if you're interested in fix and flip, buy and hold, or wholesaling. My goal is to get you in the next 4 to 6 weeks to do deals. And that's why I personally come on board on Monday calls and take my little group from the kickoff call and whisk you away to another room to get you really going as quickly as possible. Can you do deals in 4 to 6 weeks? Yes. I have actually a lady right now that is love her dearly. She's up there in age, but she has 3 deals on the contract. She's closing the first one on Monday, and she's been with us doing this less than a month. So with that said, I would love to extend to you the opportunity to book a call so you can be part of the kickoff next week, so that by summer you can be out there enjoying life, traveling, having all the money in the world to do whatever you want. More importantly, have your freedom of time and financial freedom to have the freedom of time. So we posted a link here, Liz, for them to book. Okay.
Yes.
So post a link, book a call. We do have only a few slots available, I think, before the kickoff. So just go ahead and make sure you book the call, so we can get into more details with you and explain to you how it works.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. Well, we are going to go ahead and get off here. I'm not seeing any questions. So we are going to get off. Laura, did you see all the birthday wishes that I was highlighting?
Oh, yeah, I see that. Thank you, everybody.
So. Go ahead and do that, and then get off here. I'm trying to, it's like blocked. Wendy's so sweet. We adore having her.
Yes.
Yeah, so that a lot of love going into the chat. This is what I love about using this, is I can feature people and questions. So, all right, well then we'll get off. There are no questions, but if you think of any, there's always next week. So we'll get off here. Again, congratulations, Jessica, on your win of the raffle, and we will talk to the rest of you guys later.